Welcome to Sea of Stories Book Talks by the Ocean County Library, bringing you book recommendations for children and caregivers. Hello and welcome to Sea of Stories. My name is Dan and I'm the Public Relations Librarian at Ocean County Library, and I'm here with...
Hi Dan, thank you. I'm Katherine. I'm one of the children librarians for the Ocean County Library.
And today we're going to be talking about music books for kids. So why are we choosing music books today?
Thank you, Dan. Today we're talking about music books. First of all, because music is such an essential component for story times and is such a big part of what we do as children's librarians. It helps us balance story times. It keeps kids engaged. It reaches everyone by transcending language and culture, and obviously has great benefits.
Yeah, it's great for child development. It's great for child's minds and to keep them active and engaged. Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. So we're going to start with some picture books. Would you like to start us off?
Yes, absolutely. So the first book I would like to talk about today, it's called Play This Book, written by Jessica Young and illustrated by Daniel Weisman. Play This Book, it's a very interactive book. It's perfect to keep little ones engaged. It contains simple illustrations and rhyming that invites readers to participate and join a band.
And can you actually play the book?
Yes, children can play the book.
That's awesome.
Throughout the pages, the book invites readers to play the trombone, play the piano.
So the page I'm looking at right now has some maracas, and it has like the sound that maracas make on it. So like chick, 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 chick. That's cool.
Yes, so different page, each page has a different sound. So it let
Talking about the sound of the instruments and things like that.
Yeah, it let children explore different instruments, and they feel like they're actually part of a band.
Awesome. The book I'm going to be talking about right now is called ABCs of Rock. So it's an alphabet book, so every single page is devoted to a letter, and with that letter, the name of a rock artist. So here at the E page, we have Elvis Costello, and then on the very next page for F, we had Fleetwood Mac. And then if we jump ahead a few pages, L, we have Led Zeppelin. Q, we have Queen, and so on. So it could be a great way to for your kids to learn the alphabet while also learning the names of some great rock bands.
Awesome. That looks like a great book. The next book that I want to talk about is Elephant's Music by Monica Filipina. This book is adorable. It's very colorful. It contains beautiful illustrations. The story brings readers to the jungle, where every single animal can play a different instrument.
Really colorful.
So we have the
cool
zebra can play a piano, like a black and white piano. So every animal can play a different instrument except Edward. Edward is the elephant. He's our main character. So since he's not able to play an instrument, all he can do is becoming the biggest fan of the band. So he tries to make music, but all he can do is make awful sounds.
Elephant-type sounds.
Elephant-type sounds, exactly. But one day, he wakes up late for one of the concerts, and he rushes to the concert, and on his way there, the band keeps hearing this noise, dum, 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 and they're wondering what it could be, and it turns out it's Edward, and he has found his superpower, or the instrument that he can play.
Is that a drum? It looks like a drum on this page.
Looks like a drum, yes.
That's great. He found his calling.
He found his calling, yes. So this book is adorable, it's fun, it has great illustrations, it gives a great message about individual differences, finding ways to belong, and discovering your own path.
The next book I'm going to be talking about is called The Story of Music by Caterpillar Books, and these are board books, and they're great for young readers. Every page has a musical artist on it, so it would be like such and such artist is well known for such and such. And every page will have a different musical artist and one thing that that person is well known for. So it's very good for young readers and for introducing them to different musical artists. And so there are actually 4 different books in the series. There's the story of pop, the story of country, the story of rock, and the story of rap. So no matter what musical taste the parent has, they can introduce their child to that style.
The next book that I would like to talk about, it's called Ziggy Marley's Music, It's on Everything, illustrated by Ag Jakotska. So this book, written by the eldest son of the reggae legend Bob Marley, brings a story based on one of his popular songs, and it celebrates music in its different forms. The book has great illustrations, perfect for children up to 4 years old. It talks about different ways children and family can make music, and it's about finding music in not only in instruments but also in objects in life.
Yeah, this one says you could clap your hands to make music. You could use pots and pans to make music.
Yes, but also like you can find music in like nature, in birds, in the ocean, in river. So it's very inspiring. And at the end of the book, there's a recipe of how families and children can make a rice shaker.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a nice component in addition to the book.
Yeah, awesome. We are talking about picture books, but we are also going to be talking about some books for older kids related to music. So a lot of these books are actually musical biographies of famous musicians. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is called RESPECT, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. I really like this book because it rhymes. Every page has a rhyme, and they're basically just 2 lines of text on each page, so it's very digestible for growing readers. Each page also has paintings on them, original paintings, and it covers Franklin's childhood and her early career. I noticed a lot of these musical bios for kids focus on the musician's early childhood, so I think it kind of paints like a good picture of these artists at a young age to make them seem like real people to kids, because it's like, oh, this famous person was once a child too. And
it has great, vivid, and realistic illustrations.
Yeah, I really enjoy the paintings in this book. The next one I'm going to talk about is called Hello, I'm Johnny Cash by G. Neary. The text in this one is arranged into very short lines, so the reader's eye will be moving a lot throughout the book, which can keep young readers engaged. And this one also has some really cool illustrations. And this one starts when Johnny Cash was just a child. It does not rhyme, but the lines are so short that it kind of breaks it up very nicely and digestible. So it has like illustrations of him back when he lived on the farm, how he got into music, and then later in the book, about his first record deal and when he started touring and becoming famous. Katherine, would you like to talk about your next book?
The next book, it's also a great book for older readers, for ages 8 to 12 years old. We have here a child's introduction to jazz, the musicians, culture, and roots of the world's coolest music by Jarabi Asim, and illustrated by Jared K. Polk. So this book, it's a very interactive journey through the genre of jazz. It discusses important musicians and singers. It talks about how the music was created. It introduces instruments.
And it has like photos of the instruments. It has like a little bit on the different musicians and the different styles as well.
Yes. Also, something very interesting about this book, it includes QR codes. So readers are able to download and hear different instruments and different sounds, including trumpets, clarinets, trombones.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so they can get to sing along.
Just looking at this one page, it says, scan the QR code and click on track 3 to hear what a New Orleans marching band sounds like. So
That's
it looks like you
amazing.
just like scan it with your phone, and then it brings you to the page that you could hear the actual examples of what these musicians or styles are like.
Yeah, which makes the book very interactive and engaging.
Yeah, this one's longer, it looks like. It looks like, how many pages is this one? Almost
Almost
100. Yeah,
100.
so that one's definitely a little bit higher level, but still good for kids. The next book I'm going to talk about is called Elvis is King by Jonah Winter and Red Nose Studio. So the first thing that pops out in this book to me is the visuals. I did a little bit of research on Red Nose Studio, and a lot of their work kind of follows this same vein. They're basically like claymation type figurines on every single page. They're called Red Nose Studio because every character does in fact have a red nose. Each page is like very colorful. They kind of dress up the figurines in clothes and have little instruments and everything. It gives it a very distinct style.
The illustrations are very detailed.
Yeah, a lot of detail, a lot of things to look at on every page, a lot of eye-catching text and colors. Yeah, every page is like a different color as well. Like this one is blue, the one right before it is like a red or like an orange type color. So definitely like very visually engaging. It follows Elvis from his birth and his rise to stardom. So once again, the kids could see this music legend as a child and growing up, kind of putting a human face to it. And then the next book I'm going to talk about is called Play, Lewis, Play. And this one is a little bit higher level. This one is like a beginning chapter book about jazz legend Louis Armstrong. The subtitle is The True Story of a Boy and His Horn. Kind of an introductory chapter book into Louis Armstrong and his life. And there are some pencil illustrations on each page. No color, but it does kind of give the chapter book just a little more visual pop than if it was just text on the pages. And then you have one other book series that you'd like to talk about, right?
Yes, that's correct. So the next book series that we would like to talk about, it's called Little People, Big Dreams. They're written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vergara, and each book has a different illustrator. Each book focuses on a different person. It could be an activist, a musician, could be an artist, scientist.
And it looks like they have a good collection of musician books here. So like just in this one stack we have next to us, there's about 7 different books, and they're from all different eras. So we have way back in time with Mozart, and then more recently with like Dolly Parton and Freddie Mercury. So it's across all different like styles and historical periods.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's great about these books, they're perfect for 1st to 3rd grade. They focus on different backgrounds, and they told the story from a small child, like focusing from the person from a small child.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and explores different journeys, and they're very colorful.
And you said each one is a different artist, so they're all going to have their own visual style.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
cool. So you have to read all of them.
You have to collect them and read all of them. And yeah, the collection includes over 100 books.
Wow.
And this includes, musicians, scientists. So
Historical figures, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great series.
That's awesome. Well, that's all we have time for on today's episode of Sea of Stories. We hope you enjoy our book recommendations, and we'll read them to your little ones. And we hope you tune into the next episode. Thank you. All titles mentioned in today's episode can be found in our catalog and borrowed for free with your Ocean County Library card. We hope to see you next time. Until then, happy reading.